Today, I worked with a player and completely changed the way that they view Counter-Strike. This is by far one of the most productive sessions I've had. The student was great, asked so many good questions, and you're going to see in this match that if he just makes one fundamental change to the way he's playing, it will make it so that he is able to grow and have his ceiling just raised so much higher. This is an example of when coaching is just exactly what somebody needs. They need this outside perspective, and I'm so proud, so happy that we were able to provide this good insight for our player. If you guys want to support me, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and join my Discord community down below. Let's go ahead and check out what we got going on in this awesome coaching session. Okay, let's go ahead and get into here. Okay, I'm going to say a few things. I don't mind that you don't spot mid here because you guys have 2A, right? So we don't necessarily want to take early unnecessary fights. That's okay. Just make sure whatever we're doing here on arch side, because we're kind of putting ourselves in a little bit of a passive position first, we are running through a few scenarios in our head of what reactions we're going to make. Like, what are we going to do if they run up mid? What are they going to do if they run out halls on our teammate, right? And it doesn't have to be rocket science, but it's just like things that I'm thinking of in these like kind of passive positions while I'm AFKing here a little bit. It's like, what's my route, right? Like what's my plan here? Sweet. Looks like we're kind of activating that. Good. Also, by the way, you don't have to do this. It is a little aggressive, but also I want you to be aggressive in pugs. One thing I might be doing here as part of my fallback plan is, dude, utilize this angle too. I get that it's close range. I get that Glocks might run you down, but I think about it as an opper, because it's something I do with an op a lot of times. Take shot here, right. Good. You fall off. Boom. Take shots here. Fall off. Boom. Take shots here. And then, you know, we keep limiting that. I don't need you to be predictable, but I think that'd be good here if we play a little more aggressively in this way. But you're playing it safe. You're going back to your teammate, so it's fine. We even come around here to library to change our angle. That's good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're getting really good looks here. Even though we're not getting kills, we're getting good looks for ourselves. I think you're reloading a little too much, to be honest, so far. I think we need to utilize like more of our bullets, and then when we like, you know, like it's not bad what we're doing, but like I think you can press your advantage a little more. I think you can like, because you're doing good when you are reloading, by the way. Like you're going behind cover, you're making sure you're not exposed. Like, bro, you have 5 bullets there. Sit there and prod a little more. Sit there and shoot. You know, look for these kills. I'm on 2 bullets now. Okay, reload. Right. I think like when we're reloading at 5 bullets, 7 bullets, a little too much. It's just like, yeah, putting ourselves on the back foot a little bit. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to overanalyze it, but that's one thing I noticed is we're a little on the back foot more than we need to be there. Let's see. We go ahead and force here. I like that. Inferno, I'm always forcing that, by the way. I love forcing on this map.
Yeah, that was a collective team call there.
Gotcha.
Somebody's like, should we force? And yeah. So.
Sweet. But again, what we're doing though, I don't like this because, okay, you're playing safe. Like you are playing like textbook with like 3 guys are going B, right? But also like I want us to have our will in the pug. So one thing I'm doing is like, sure, you're the arch guy. Like this is your responsibility. But honestly, because your teammates are going 3B and they're worrying about that, I would honestly be trying to do something with my teammate in halls, and he's kind of playing a little too passive as well. And I just say that too because like again, we're not really going to get much impact here other than info, and the info is great, and you're playing like, you know, you're playing how you like, you're playing safe. It's not necessarily any risk or anything. I think it's just, again, putting ourselves on the back foot instead of like imposing some sort of setup, some sort of thing like that. Because like even here, bro, if they swing us arch, like these aren't necessarily the fights we want with an MP9. If they run up lane on us, like of course these are not the fights we want. And so we're getting info until a certain point. We're just backing ourselves up into a position where it's like, shoot, man, like, you know, we're having to take these long range battles against these people. But yeah, we catch a good timing here. Awesome. Rotate around. Yeah. Yeah, and be really careful, bro. Like honestly, we're very fortunate that their spacing's like so bad, right? As far as like, you know, we're killing this guy, picking him off. Yeah. Great, love that. Just be really careful because we are like being super vulnerable with the way we're just running out. And I get it because like you have a teammate here, so you're like, oh, but specifically for Inferno, bro, just always remember this halls angle exists. So be careful, like running back, forth, like doing all these things. I like how active you're being in this moment, though. You're very certain with what you're doing. So I'll give you credit for that. Good credit there. Yeah, okay, sweet. You guys are like a pack of hungry wolves here, man. Like, honestly.
This coaching session is brought to you by SkinsMonkey. They are the best CS2 trading site out there. Swap out the skins you do not like and upgrade them into higher quality new items. I have personally used SkinsMonkey to build my inventory and love how many features the site has. The best thing is that you can gain your own crazy deposit bonus of 35% by using my code KOJOMO. They also have a freebie section where you can get free new skins by completing tasks, and you also get a $5 bonus by clicking my link in the description of the video.
But yeah, I mean, hey, as far as like the actual fights you're taking though, like very confident when we're getting into them. So that's something that's gonna benefit you a lot. Okay, sweet. We have 3A here, so do you notice though, like from 3 rounds into the game, we've started here every single time?
Yeah, I was kind of defaulting to this.
Yeah, yeah. And like this will work when you're better than the players, right? Like when you're playing people that you're better than, like playing very standard and defaulty like this is gonna be perfectly fine. But when we have to figure out solutions, when we're playing against people that, you know, maybe have better aim than us or a little faster than us in these ways, it's just like, shoot, man, right? It's like, shoot, like, you know, if I'm playing you, by the way, like say like I'm face level 10, I'm playing yellow hat, right? If I start to figure out that you are playing in quotes safe, like you're not making mistakes, you're not like over aggressing or like swinging like stupidly or anything, I still am, I'm still so happy because I'm like thinking like, oh, he's really predictable with where he's gonna be. I get so angry when I play in games, and like this is just pure honesty. I get angry when I like, and this isn't just me, this is every player, when I think that in quotes I should be better than the people I'm playing, and then they're making super like aggressive up in my face plays, like, you know, making me really have to work for every kill, and I sit there and I'm like, bro, like what are, like stop it, right? Like, and it just frustrates me, and it's everybody.
Yeah, I definitely resonate with that. Like that's, you know, because it's being predictable, and like, you know, I'm thinking like, as if you were a player going up against me there, like, and you realize I'm doing that, then you're just like, oh hey, I can take that space from him right away because I know he's just gonna fall back.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a freebie.
Exactly, bro. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, I really want you some of these rounds, even if you're 2A, if you have a good spawn, come out here and molly middle. I don't need you to sprint down mid every round, right? And like get up in their face in that way. But like throw in some different looks, because like honestly, these guys are doing a horrible job, by the way. They honestly should be recognizing that like nobody's really peeking middle, nobody's like pressuring, and they should be working you a lot harder than they are. So that's the high level game we got to play, where we're constantly adapting. Because also, do you see like with this molly here, because we have no vision, because we're not like even playing close, you're kind of just throwing this off of a timing, right? Versus like using it in a way where it's like, oh, like I was maybe peeking, or we flash peeked, or got aggressive, or I was close and I heard somebody, so that's why I mollied. It's kind of just like, okay, I'm throwing it to just, you know, keep them off if they're there. And I call it artificial stress, because we don't know what's going on behind that wall. We start to imagine, we're like, okay, wait, like 3 people could be behind there, like they could be walking up, and we start to like really like outplay ourselves sometimes. Oh, dude, I'm gonna teach you something cool. Have you maybe seen me ever talk about how to nade open smokes good?
I might have, but the refresher would be.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you such a good way to do this. You're gonna be nading these open like a pro. Because right now the problem is when we do this, by the way, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but like say somebody was like sitting here, when they see your nade start rattling around and like hitting the ground multiple times, they're like, oh, yo, look over, like, right? Like it's like, oh shoot, this is about to blow open. So I'm going to teach you a way where I completely get rid of that. But also just like it's a pug, bro. Like pug, or even matchmaking, whatever you're doing, be aggressive, like, you know, make your play. But I will say, like, objectively, like, you know, doing plays like this, where it's like in the middle of the round, we have like a 5v2, it starts to slip to like a 3v2. You're setting yourself up for failure by just like going through a smoke, especially like I said, after you told them. After you told them,
I literally said after that, I'm like, that was a stupid one.
Yeah. Well, also because like, look, wait, like I'm gonna prove the point of what I was saying exactly. This guy's like going back and forth. He's worrying about both of them, right? Okay, he didn't really hear it, so I'm not gonna lie to you. He didn't really hear it. He just caught you running through. Okay. Okay, I was gonna be like, you know, he was holding this and he looked, but I don't even think he heard it, to be honest with you. But regardless, we don't want to give people more of a reason to look here than we need to. Like, you want to blow this open, cool. Just realize that anyone that is going to be close in this area is 100% going to know you're there, right? But yeah, no, that guy did not hear it, so ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, same thing. Yep. Bro, I'm telling you, I don't care what you do. Just being a little more dynamic and doing this will be absolutely massive for you. And then also, have you ever heard of the term utility matching? Utility trading, I guess. So essentially what we're going to try to do is win the utility battle. On a map like Inferno, it is a perfect way to do this. So what are the T's generally going to do? You know, normally these guys are not doing it. They're doing a bad job of it. Normally they are going to smoke arch, right? So what we're trying to do is, like, if that's the case, one, also our teammates should be playing in brackets with us if we're here. That's kind of more on them. That's not on you at all. But you know, that's just communication too. If you notice this too, you can be the leader and take over and be like, hey man, can you kind of play towards lane with me here? But regardless, whatever. They're smoking arch, right? I'm trying to get my smoke out maybe 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds after their smoke, right? Because their smoke is going to eventually fade and mine is still up a little longer. And then I can swing here with a flash or do my thing and see, right? Or, you know, say they molly lane, right? Like they throw a molly to molly that out. What am I doing? I'm taking my molly out and mollying them after they threw theirs, right? Because then I'm pushing them back and I'm winning that utility battle. I'm winning that like space battle with that.
I suppose I understand that as a concept of like, you know, get them to burn their util, and like, in a way, you know, they're kind of doing that to me here, like just by my own volition of, I think there's somebody there, but
exactly,
you know, I'm not certain. So
yep, exactly. And then like, you know, they have pistols here, but like, you know, if they had a full belt, technically they're winning the util battle here, because all they could do is just be like, oh, okay guys, let's just wait here. It's literally like when you threw your molly, it's like 1:36 in the round. You know, let this guy just keep dumping his util. Like let him throw everything, and then later in the round we're gonna exec on him. Yeah. And I get it, man. And I really do get it as a solo queue, because I'm going to tell you, like, we got to add more plays. We got to be more dynamic. But when we're by ourselves, it is sometimes hard because, like, we're limited with the creativity that we can do. Have you seen Nard out here? Do you know that guy, Nard out here?
I've watched a few of his videos.
Dude, yeah. What I honestly would say to you, if you're going to be solo queuing, and it'll kind of relieve a lot of pressure and also make it a lot more fun as well, is just literally obsess over gimmicks. Dude, if you watch, like, I mean, honestly, if you watch like a high level player pug by themselves or something, what they are doing is they're constantly using gimmicks, like different nades, positions, things like that, in order to give them just the slightest advantage in fights. So I honestly, it's something I do, is like, I mean, for Team CS as well for my role, but just like obsessing over those gimmicks to just, one, give me the upper hand, but make it so much more enjoyable too, man. Yeah, this is good baiting for your teammate. I'll give you another idea here too that you can do for him. I get your solo queued. This is a moment too where you recognize your teammates there. You're doing a good job. Honestly, bro, take your flash out and chuck it over halls if you can. Just chuck it over here. And maybe comment to him. Just like set him up in a way and make him feel like a little more comfortable coming out here. Because honestly, he should be peeking at this point. He's kind of scared too. So again, that's on him. That's not on you. Yeah, sweet. Do you have, by the way, the setting where you can see your teammates' util and everything through the walls?
I'd have to double check that. I think I might. I think I do.
Okay, sweet.
Just remind me what it's under. I should.
Go to settings, game, and then it'll be under team. You can just click on team. It'll be the first thing. Game.
Yeah. Pip's name, health and equipment.
Sweet. Yep. So I'm constantly like in those moments, like when I realize, like, you know, when we're here, there's no danger, right? Like we know he's pit, it's a 2v1. Like I'm scanning like what utils does my teammate have? Is he high HP? Is he low HP? You know, what can I do? We don't want to overcomplicate things, but you know, just like analyzing some game plans, some solutions, some next level things. Because like, bro, you're again, like, and I'm probably going to say this a lot because you're honestly not doing a ton wrong, but you don't have layers. Like you don't have like we're kind of just battling, and you know, you're being very smart, but a little too smart. But we add those layers where it's like, okay, sweet. How can I take this to the next level? How can I, like, you know, really guarantee a good fight? I don't care if you're playing Monacy, man, if he's blind, he's blind. You know, that guy might just still hit a crazy shot though, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If they're blind, they're dead. If you throw if you throw a nade at them, they're taking 50 damage if you throw it right. And you know, we play a lot less deathmatch, and we play more like dynamic. But yeah, for you, I think that's like the key word is dynamic. Which I can already predict. Maybe this might be a problem on T side. And this game we're kind of rolling on CT side, but that lack of being dynamic might be the reason already that where I can see we fail a little bit. Okay. Also, like I'm just curious, but like, can you try to remember, like, do you know necessarily why we felt the need to just like start walking back to spawn side?
I think because we were thinking like, oh, hey, they haven't officially committed yet, and you know,
Gotcha.
they could have just easily taken A at that point because my other teammate had rotated over.
Gotcha,
So
okay.
I was like kind of edging towards, you know, right around, you know, here just in case, like, oh, hey, like maybe they do exec, and then you know,
yeah, gotcha.
They wound up.
Gotcha. I will say definitely like I respect like your decision making and stuff like that, but I will say like that's honestly your teammate's job. 100%. That's your teammate's job to go take care of that, because you're already the guy that's coughing. There's a guy here. We know a guy spawn. We need to just tell that guy to go pick it up, right? And honestly, one strategy that is really high level, bro, and it's going to be hard in your solo queue games when you queue with people or you have a really good queue with people. Say we do over rotate, right? We have 3 guys on B and 1 guy on A. What is the best thing to do in this moment, honestly, is if we can flash and have 2 guys swing car or something. Have this guy flash for him. Go in there, get that info, because then we confirm, right? We confirm, oh, they're either all here and we're taking the fights, they're blind, and at least we know, and this guy can sprint over. Hopefully we get some kills with our little play. Or what will happen a lot is we flash in, we swing, and nobody's here. So then it's like, oh, dude, rotate, like hurry, rotate. I'll flank down mid. I'll do this, and we already know the round. We know exactly what they're gonna do now. So like I said, it's hard in solo queue games to get that like coordination and teamwork, but it's even something you can do dry. So say it's a 3v3 or something, and you rotate in B. Don't just sit here the whole time and just a crossfire setup. Maybe like, you know, if the map is dark, we don't know what's going on, we double aggress and we go through. Or we can think about the opposite. Say we're the A guy, right? And we hear some pressure on B. Our teammates are on B. There's 2 of them. Maybe we take a little bit of info into halls and get a good angle or start flanking down mid or something, right?
Right.
Yeah, and kind of just sort of the same stuff, honestly. Okay, we catch him out. Cool. Yeah, and then here we just don't gotta do anything. We can throw a lurk smoke maybe to pressure, but 100% we're just waiting for our teammates. So yeah, this is honestly a moment where I would be using my util to pressure a bit. And then yeah, I think we kind of just, I'm not sure what we're doing. We're kind of just chilling. Just remember like angle distance here, because like bro, even if nobody peeks you, it's just really bad to be in this position, right? Like it's obvious in the demo, but we can see it's just like there's no reason, right? And the reason this is happening too, by the way, is just simple angle management. You're right next to the angle here, so you're never safe, by the way. If you're here, like you're never safe, because just the way real life works, everything. Yeah, right, like I'm sure you know from like playing the VR, like you mentioned before, it's like it's just a life concept. So yeah, definitely if you're gonna AFK, take a step back and just like chill here, wait. Like I said, man, the solution though, bro, is to lurk smoke. You got to lurk smoke there to at least pressure these guys, make them think that you're going in. And you can do some next level things, by the way. Your teammates are coming up through mid. Dude, maybe you just throw a lurk smoke and a flash and you start walking back towards mid to regroup with them. And then 3 of you guys can go through lane and halls and really have a good attack coming up through here. Yeah, and again, just artificial stress. Yeah,
it's
right?
It's so funny, like finally getting to watch this back, because like I've sat a day on this. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm just dumping util for no reason. Like
yeah, and do you see like if we had a heat map of you at the like literally, bro, your heat map and 20 seconds into every round, you're like it's so red here. It's so red, like it's burning a hole through the map.
Yeah.
So and honestly, man, that's an easy adjustment. Like, you know, like it's gonna be hard to find what plays you need to do and the timings of everything, but it's at least an easy adjustment to be like, okay, look, I need to at least be dynamic in some other way. Because, dude, I'll tell you, I'm an opper, so I'm gonna go arch, I guess, as my in quotes default position. But this isn't just an opping thing. This is a rifling thing, dude. You're playing arch, but you don't have to play arch. This is just your standard spot. There's so many rounds you should be going lane here. And 100% once a game, this is your assignment when you play Inferno. I need you to ask for a boost to get up here for yourself as a gimmick, or jump up here yourself, or boost somebody up here. That, like, on Inferno, man, you got to maximize like all the different cool positions, and then do a double lane setup. Have a guy up there, have yourself up there, and have a guy below in here, or holding boiler or something. We got to be dynamic. So that's one example that I want you to do every Inferno game. Because in Team CS, that's what I was doing every single game, and Pugs, I was doing that every single game with solo Q or Q to somebody. But you got to be a leader, man, especially because you're not the youngest dude. You've got a lot of life experience. You're getting up there with experience. You got to tell these people and demand things from them, not in a bad way, not like a negative way, but you got to ask things from people. You gotta tell them what you need.
Yeah. So like this round, for example, like, you know, of course it doesn't go well, but originally it was 2v4, and then, you know, teammates were calling, oh, let's just save. And
Gotcha,
then
okay.
I'm like, let me see if I can at least get like an exit frag or something. And then it turned into a 2v2. I'm like, okay, this is a winnable situation. Why don't we at least try going for it? Because
okay,
it might have not been the best call because we didn't necessarily all have the money for it. But, you know, it was still kind of in the moment, like, hey, you know, it's a 2v2. I see this now as a winnable situation. Let's at least attempt it.
Yeah,
You know,
100%. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, from looking at it, like, sure, like, maybe at this moment, because like it's been a bit, we don't necessarily want to be going for it, but the fact that like you are here containing and you get this first kill, I mean, I can see that. I still think it's not the best to go for it just because he's all the way over here. If he was like floating over here, I'd be like, yeah, okay. But I don't think it's bad that you're necessarily going for exits. It's a little risky, but again, it's a pug. I'd rather you be aggressive. Let me touch on something, small detail here. Look at how necessarily I mean, I guess look at how risky this actually is. Again, going back to the reload thing, because I want you to get into the habit of not doing this. You're probably not going to die, right? But if a good player is hearing you reload in that moment, he might be really dynamic and either push through here because he knows you're reloading, or he might be a little risky and take space through here. And like what I'm trying to say is good players are going to act off your info of reloading. So even if you have 8 bullets, man, I know it's not the most comfortable, but if we're still going for it, if you're still trying to do this, you just keep those 8 bullets and battle, bro. Battle and see what you can get. Or if you're going to reload all the way back here because you're safe and you can do that kind of thing. And you're not going to, you know, give people that opportunity to take advantage of your info you're giving them, because that's what reloading is. You're just giving them info. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the going for it, I do agree. Once you get those 2 kills, it's very doable. It's very manageable. I think it's fine. I mean, people might not like that. People might disagree, but you know what I'm going to say to you is you made a confident decision. You that's what you wanted to do. That's what you said, like, and you committed to it, right? So, you know, I'll give you that. Also, this is huge advice I can give you, bro. On these rounds, man, where you're just having a pistol, right? Don't prioritize the head armor. There's no need to. Honestly, get yourself a smoke or just save it, or, you know, get yourself an MP9 with that extra money you're saving. Like, honestly, when we're facing the T side, and even though they only have had 2 alive and 1 alive, we're not full buying anyways. I'd say that that's definitely not a priority. Just get that chest armor. In my opinion.
Yeah.
A little more of a hot take, and I don't mean that just because of Molly, but that's my personal advice. Other people might tell you different things, but I found a lot of success in pugs by not prioritizing head armor in those moments, instead prioritizing like actual things that are going to help me be a little more dynamic.
Especially if you're on CT side and like they're all running AKs, then what's 100%. The point of spending the extra 350?
100%. Just be careful. I think we're good. I think we're covered here. Maybe actually, nah. Yeah. Be careful being here too long when your teammates
because teammates playing passive and whatnot. Like I'm exposed to that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, same thing here, bro. Like the reloading is not gonna get you killed, but even here, like say this guy did run back here and he chills and he's like, oh wait, I hear that guy faintly reloading. Dude, again, they good players will press their advantage on you. So I know it sucks. You have 5 bullets. You have 5 bullets, but we got to get out of that habit. It's like the small details that really are going to eat you alive. Yeah. Well, okay. Here, bro, again, this is a huge thing. Your teammates somehow get a pick here. Amazing, right? Like, boom, we're getting a pick. This is where I want you to be, like, be a lot more selfish. Because actually I think you do this because you want to help your teammates. Like, you want to sit here and like help them as they're like shooting, doing that kind of thing. But we've got to realize that we have the most overpowered crossfire on this map right now. We have literally a guy on Balk, literally a guy in pit, and yes, he's overpeaking. Honestly, he's overpeaking a little bit. He's getting info. It's fine, I guess. I need you to instinctively slide this way instead. When all this is happening, I think we spotted them on the radar. We at least know there's one guy here. There's probably more. Instinctively slide this way, and if you're gonna peek, tell your teammate to swing with you, and then do this, right? And he's in a good spot. He really is. Also, a little tip for you too: be really careful standing by these boxes. We see here in hindsight.
Yeah.
This is just something we can learn from. You're never hidden back there, by the way. So from our perspective, we're like, what the heck? Like, that guy hit a crazy shot, but really he saw us the whole time. Probably the same thing. Yeah, even here, you're stressing yourself out hardcore. I mean, you don't, not that you look super stressed, but like we're like playing for more than what is actually there, I guess.
I think part of it is just I always have the thought in the back of my head whenever I'm on CT side of just don't take early damage. And like it's a good thought to have, but like, you know, it can definitely get to the point of just like overthinking it a bit.
I have a revolution for you, brother.
Okay.
The same way that you are saying don't take early damage, bro, we are doing no early damage to the other team. So you're not taking early damage, but then you're also never ever making them feel uncomfortable. And you're letting them impose their will onto the map, onto what they want to do, right? So you're feeling like okay, good, I'm playing safe, but they're never ever starting the round out when they come through here, getting a nade thrown at them, getting mollied, right? Getting, you know, there's a smoke here and we spam it a little bit, or just like go crazy, do anything. So like it's true. You are doing awesome with not taking early damage, but you're 0 out of 10, like 0 out of 100 as far as impact early in the round for yourself. Oh, almost got back. Also, yo, pro advice here. Pro advice. This right here is a little bit random, right? Because like we're just spamming through the smoke, right? Like we're randomly kind of just shooting. I mean, honestly, you kind of did it there. You know what I'm doing? I'm trying to line this up exactly like you're doing. So if I want to spam lane, I'm probably lining up on this. If I'm spamming over here, I'm lining up with this wall. But do you know the reason why I'm putting this wall right next to me other than just lining it up?
What's the reason?
If they start shooting me back, if they start trying to spam through again and I start getting hit, I can just go, boom, I'm out of here, right? So actively, like if you want to get good, a great strategy is to use that wall as like a way to line yourself up. Now, I will say there is a like nuance with that, because if you're playing against really good players, they might understand you're doing that. So when they spam you back, they're naturally going to shoot the wall. So then, of course, this is the cat and mouse game that's high level CS of like, okay, maybe I actually need to be in the open this time, right? But like that's a good guide that I use. And if I start to get punished by it, of course, then I'll really start to be a little more dynamic and in quotes a little more random with the spam. But yeah, I love lining it up with those walls. It makes my life so easy. Awesome, good pressure there. Also, in this moment, let's see if you do it. Okay. Optimization right here, man. We're not using that molly early, right? And if we are, it's kind of just to throw it, right? It's just like in mid. Dude, I am giving that molly to my B players because that molly is so important for Banana taking this control that I'm giving it to them. Same thing like on Mirage. If I'm the mid player, I'm giving my molly to the A player so he can molly A ramp, right? Because CT mollies suck now. They're just bad. So like, you know, if you're using your molly for middle, I might be like, okay, maybe that's like a good use for it. So maybe you could keep it. But Inferno, I'm always trying to give my molly to my B players, make their life easier. And then I'll take the incendiary. Yeah, and then feels bad. We just throw it into the smoke.
Yeah, we didn't communicate that at all. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, I just so wasted a molly. That's so bad.
Yeah. Okay. Smoke banana here. Hindsight 2020. And I get your teammates. Yeah, good. You're about to do it. Sweet. Boost here. Boost. This again, leadership skill, like leadership. Boost. Have your teammate boost, or I guess this is okay. It's just so sad
The
though.
boost would have been better.
Yeah.
Probably in that situation.
I'm always trying to do it. I mean, honestly, if you have a flash too, you could flash for your other teammate and stuff like that. It would suck to just run through the smoke at this point, though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So yeah, boost would be your go-to. Okay, but we play for the team here. Okay, a little chaotic. Oh yeah, no, no. Yeah, I mean, you played for the team there. Like honestly, that's fine. It's funny how that happened, but you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we do it. Do you know what I'm thinking about right now?
Probably not, no. And this is why I'm here.
Yes, sir. Yes. Last round of the half, right? But also if we have lots of extra money, you're taking your flash out and dropping it. You're throwing it on the ground.
Oh, right, drop an extra. Yep, that makes sense.
And buy it. Yep. And Inferno is like the map to do that because, dude, how many times are you rotating in here, right? Oh, awesome. This guy did it and this guy did it. Yeah. You're rotating in here and you can just chuck flashes in because we're picking them up. So good. Yeah, and like we see, same thing. One gimmick I do with that smoke, especially when I have an op, I smoke it a little deeper so it's not as ploofy, and then I use this new angle to hold halls. And so usually I'm in the open. This is a horrible spot because the smoke's here, though. I can really get this angle. And you can use the wall, too, so you're not in the open as much. If you see me play Inferno, I'm always doing that with the op. And even when we're scrimming teams like Liquid and playing like some really good teams, you'll actually find a lot of impact doing that because even great players forget that this angle exists. They forget like there's a sliver there. So you can do it with the rifle. It's a little harder, but if you ever have an op, it's amazing. Wait, whoa, look at us. Again, look at the artificial stress that we do cause. I'm so happy you picked this up. But as we can see, it's like a little unfortunate that this guy, it's stupid play. It's such a dumb play. But because we're kind of like sitting here and holding this, and then we decide to go out and nade just again off of our own timing. I'm glad you picked this up, but we opened that up for ourselves. And that is crazy, bro. What the heck? That's so great. You own those guys, man. That's like from their perspective, they're like, dude, this guy's insane. Like this guy is like got a read on us. Heck yeah. Yeah, and nice aim. Really good pre-aim. I'd say like I don't mind you holding this angle. I don't mind it at all. Like
it is a bit of a passive angle. Like,
well, my concern is if people are actually peeking, again, they can do the angle like distance thing on you.
Yeah, they're gonna be further.
Yeah, if they peek up here, you're destroying them. Like you're actually like farming them. So I'd be careful. Like I'd be careful holding it. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got cooking on the T side now. Like you said, okay, so this is where the game really falls apart. But yeah, man, like honestly, dynamic. That change would.
And so something I have been experimenting with on T set a little bit is P250 and utility, and because my teammates all bought armor and everything, like I'm like let me give it a try, and this is not the first map that I've done it, but it's something I've been experimenting with more just to see like how impactful I can be, and like especially for pistol round, because Lord knows my pistols need work.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So one advice I'll give you specific to Inferno, but you can use this on every map. It's not that I hate what we're doing here, but we have the P250. What's the strength on pistol round of the P250? Range, right? Range. So like I would love, and I get your teammates are all congested here. It might make your life hard. I would love for you to just search for fights on T stairs here, because they're not expecting someone to like be able to one-shot them or to like, destroy them like that from long range. They think they're facing Glocks. So I think I see a lot of players have good impact. I mean, even in CSGO, bro, Simple would always get a P250 and come here. And his teammates would drop it to him, obviously, so you'd have armor. But then you can also work hard. You can take these fights and then go up middle and do the same exact thing you're doing. I don't think it's like horrible. I think you would just utilize your gun in a better way like that. Okay,
I was gonna try to peek on the red things.
Oh yeah. That's good. I like peeking up there. Bro, prime example here. It's stressful. So like I don't even blame you for just running in, but like we buy this flash, our teammates are running up here. my go-to flash, like this would be a textbook moment to do it, is just flash high over halls, bro. Try to get your flash to land like somewhere up here or somewhere over here where it's not going to blind people in lane, but it's still going to be high enough to blind anyone that's playing like on site. Anyone in pit is going to eat that. And it'll just be a good complementary piece of util for your teammates as they're running in. Because like we bought it, we might as well use it in some way. Okay. Yeah, and then we're just.
I was hoping we can get, and then I was just in a really bad position here, and then.
Right. Oh, we almost got it. But that is true. We are in a bad position, but we put ourselves in that, and it's hard. Like, and we don't expect our teammate just to crumble here. But also, like, I mean, this is hard. Everything's happening in the seconds, the milliseconds, right? But what's our priority? Bomb. We're peeking out here. We don't see anything. Bomb. Pick that up, you know? And in that way also, because it might free you up. Like, nobody's fighting me over here. What the heck? You know, this guy's actually playing really smart, gripping with his teammates. But again, we can take advantage of his smartness and maybe catch a gap and go B, right? Hindsight 2020, right. But these are the things we can learn from our demos. It's like, you know, we this is a horrible spot to be in, but we defaulted ourselves to do this. And I mean, honestly, you tried to battle yourself out here, almost got out. One shot here, and you would have maybe pulled out something legendary. But yeah, like I'd say like it's so hectic, it's so hard. But like, you know, having the spatial awareness, understanding like, oh shoot, bombs down, that's my priority. Pick that up, and now I can put myself wherever I want. But at least now I don't have to think about that later in the round. Especially if the CTs play smart and they kind of slow it down a little bit, and they do that and just contain. You can really start to search for 1v1s and see if you can find any openings to get on the site, or at least plant the bomb.
Yeah, and then I just get insta peeked from outside. It's just like, I don't think I was paying attention too much, but I get caught out there.
Well, let's see the timing so that we know exactly like if they have a good spawn where we need to be ready for. So when we're here,
about 144.
Yeah, so I'd say for good measure, if we don't have a molly, just get your gun out when you get to like this doorway. Good thing to learn from there. Just a small timing thing. Also, I have a question. How often do you watch your own demos?
I definitely need to more, especially just with familiarity of like how to watch demos. Sometimes I'll watch them, but definitely I'm gonna start to do so more, especially with Face It, just because like I didn't really play that much Face It up until up until getting back into it recently. So like understanding like, oh, this is how you're supposed to view demos in the first place on Face It. So
yeah, and we see a crazy timing opened up here. Also, I'm not gonna lie to you, that we kind of got to read our radar. We got to read our radar super well here. And if we ever see like our bomb is getting into like a very aggressive position, you have a teammate already lurking up through here. You definitely, and I'm glad you're starting to do this. We need to work our way towards B, especially with this guy running down mid. Like, you know, we gotta somehow find a way to connect with our boys here. Let this guy lurk. Honestly, he's ahead of us. Let him do his thing. Good, nice pickup. Yep, and be aware of middle, but again, float towards your teammates. Float. Good, awesome. And it sucks that they're running in here. This is honestly a spacing issue for them. You're coming in late with them. Could be going in
and I made the call. Okay, let's back up. Let's regroup with our guy at A, and then I think we just got caught in the crossfire before.
Well, like it's on him honestly. He needs to be lurking in the long haul here instead of just sitting in boiler, because we're just losing our advantage that we have, to be honest. It's like, it's not bad. Like you going back A is not bad if this guy is putting himself in this position to literally, like, if you get into long haul here, you can see who's rotating in and out. Like you can literally sit here and just hold this space. And really the only counter is like if someone somehow flanks you in long haul like this, which I mean could happen.
It's crazy because I mean, like, I'm looking at the util that we have right now too. Like we got 2 smokes. Like, you know, I'm probably gonna throw a smoke at arch side here just to open things up a little bit so that.
But what does this do? Think about it. You went quiet, right? You went quiet here, and then we come back here.
It just exposes your position. If anything, it exposes that, hey, that you're likely rotating.
So then this guy is like kind of nervous. He's kind of thinking, but also, what's that smoke do? I mean, if he has if he's smart, he's reading the smoke when it comes in and hears it like ploof, like, and honestly, he should be, instead of walking, he's like, oh shoot, okay, good. Like they're just now smoking arch. Let's go. If you want to be like next level caller, by the way, honestly, in this moment, this is a lot of stuff to read into, But before you make that decision to go back A, honestly, bro, throw a CT smoke here and maybe throw a flash. And a really, really next level thing you can do, tell your teammate, bro, drop me bomb, come up here and throw bomb against car. Why am I telling you to do this crazy thing? Because if anyone is backside here and they hear bomb being dropped here, they see a CT.
They're assuming that.
Yeah.
They're assuming that they're setting up for B.
Yeah, they're using their context clues to be like, guys, like bombs here. They're smoking CT, right? And there's so much chaos going on that, like, bro, we can take advantage of it.
I just went for the they were ready for it as sub.
Yep. If you want to optimize in the future, do you know a moto smoke lineup?
I do not. I was just going over it. I was going over Inferno smokes before this. I just remembered how to do library from
okay, sweet. Yeah, so I would recommend, by the way, your teammate's been lurking in halls the whole round. We know this. Like you definitely know this. If you're gonna smoke anything, man, smoke moto. Or honestly, just go quiet. Maybe go through halls or dry contact brackets. These are like some options for you. But the reason that arch smoke, like I said, is so bad is because yes, it does cover you, but man, you're just literally telling them like, guys, we're coming A, get ready.
We're going A.
Yep. So yeah. I actually like your call, by the way. I like the call to go back A and kind of reset and do that. We just got to be a lot more tricky with how we're doing it. And honestly, man, to be 100% transparent with you, when you're solo queued and pugs, it's a lot of moving parts to balance and juggle. People aren't going to listen to you. People are not going to understand what you mean. So again, like this does just go back to like making those connections, queuing with people on Face It, building that consistency and that complexity with what we can do with other people. But yeah, I mean, it's possible in solo queue games. Like you just got to be patient with people because they might not really understand what we need to do. Because man, I'm telling you, like, I mean, I've been guilty of it too, but I've also a lot of times been the guy trying to actually coordinate things, and even level 10s and challenger rank players don't know what they're supposed to do. Because we're all have different ideas. We're all trying to play the game.
It's almost bad, but we got it.
Yeah, we composed ourselves there in the end. You better try to get the gun though. Better try to get
I was trying to, and I didn't know where his gun was, and by that time they were already. I think one wound up being in. I was gonna take a shot at this guy and just barely missed his head, and then this guy's already in ult, and I'm like looking for his gun. Yeah, I think it must have went off. Yep. Yeah. That's so.
It doesn't matter. We don't go back, but yeah, that's sad. The whole time we're searching for it, we're like, okay, we're gonna go get it, and the whole time it was there, unlucky. Feels bad, man. But yeah, I mean, good composure to at least like steady yourself. Those are not easy once the kill escapes from us a little bit. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like you're again, it honestly goes back to the CT side, man. Is like you're not doing anything bad necessarily, but we're also just kind of like playing your opponent's game and giving them all the space. You're defaulting a lot towards bridge, which is a position to default. Like that's not bad, but naturally you're not really pushing them much. Honestly, outside of pistol round, you came up here and like, you know, you were really active, to be honest. I think that honestly is like something that you have infinite room to grow on. Infinite, man, is like developing those early plays, those aggro things. Like, you know, for alt mid, it's like, okay, I'm gonna come up here. Do you know the molly? If not, I can teach you that too.
The molly to go into apps.
Yeah.
I was just going over that.
Sweet.
But, if you have like a super optimized one, or just like
I can show you real quick when we get in the server. It'll be good. But like throwing that and like getting into halls early, or working mid super early, or like, you know, knowing a smoke out of spawn. And actually, man, so okay, this is gonna make sense to a lot of people, but I just worked with a player on Inferno literally just before we got in this call, and I showed them a cool molly that you're gonna start throwing too. That, bro, I'm so happy this happened to you, because it makes so much sense with how we're gonna throw this molly from now on. You're gonna throw like a literal pro molly in your elo, and nobody's gonna understand what you're doing. Yeah, dude. So yeah, okay, I'll show you in the server. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise.
Okay.
There's a cool gimmick.
I you know, and like it's kind of stupid that I peeked with util there in hindsight, but I was trying to, you know, molly out it there, but like I also was kind of assuming that hey, my teammates had me covered because two of them were already out at that point, so I was like, okay, I can throw a bit of util real quick and, you know, get back to cover. But yeah, no, and like that's what, like, usually I will point that out, but like honestly, like I totally get that too, and that's why I didn't even say it, because like, yeah, bro, honestly, I probably would have died if I was throwing the pit molly like that too. I would have just thrown that and died too. That's just a moment where, yes, like I could sit here and tell you to play perfect, but I understand, like, you're trying to be a team player, your teammate's already out. Oh wow, super dynamic here. You know, and then I just get caught out.
I'm not gonna
Just
lie though. I like that you were at least like thinking like that. That makes me happy. Like to see you make a dynamic play like that. The smokes weren't necessarily really connected, and we didn't really have a flash, which is the best time to do it, by the way, is with a flash, which is hard in a solo queue game. But yeah, like teammate flashes over, or we flash for ourselves, slip through here real quick, and they have no clue because they were blind. But yeah, no, that like pressing the advantage there, which is good. We got caught, but man, at least you were making some aggro stuff right there.
It's definitely like confidence on T side because I like having the information and like obviously that's the game, is getting that information and making a play based off of that. But it's definitely I like, my favorite thing to do on T side is just kind of lurk and
Gotcha,
not be so. Oh, I just got caught out there. But it's when somebody else is already lurking, then
Right.
why
Yeah, I mean,
so like figuring out other ways to be impactful. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
There's already been so much like good stuff that I'm definitely gonna like try and whatnot. So
honestly, like I'm not even trying to like self-plug myself, but it's a concept that like we constantly have to battle, and I literally just released a video on my main channel with this, is like being adaptive. You want to play lurky, you understand that is your best, like that's where you shine, is as the lurk. But man, like some pugs, you got to realize like, man, this guy's like doing kind of what I want to do, and like it's just not working out. So I might usually lurk, but man, I gotta become an entry this game, and it sucks, but like that's what I gotta do. So then it's just like being dynamic and building our playbook and having a lot of different ways to throw different looks when things aren't working for us, or things are not as easy as they are. Because some games, man, you could just walk in halls every game and win the game for your team. Literally every round you could just walk in here and win. But other games, they're gonna be opping in here, they're gonna have setups. Some games your teammates are gonna want to do what you want to do, like I said. And man, it's just like if we're not solid and well rounded, it's really gonna be hard for us.
Oh my god. And just looking at this round in hindsight, especially, like there was one guy on here. Imagine just the three of us just walk on stuff.
Yeah.
It's so painful, but it's like it's necessary.
Right. And bro, trust me, I get that, because dude, you know how many times like we're playing in big important games for my team, and it's for money, for opportunities, and we lose, and it is so unbelievably painful sometimes to sit there and watch, but that's how we learn. It's really good. But again, here, like, because this is already smoked, I would rather you just throw the moto smoke I'm going to show you. Throw the moto smoke and get up there and take sight, like have some confidence, right? Just throw that and then look at the smoke as you're coming in here. When we get to lane, we turn and just run. Let me ask you a question though. Do you know the default, like where we should be planning on A site?
Besides there, not.
Well, this is, spoiler, this is not the first spot we should really be trying to plant, by the way.
Okay.
In this situation, I get it because there's people pressuring you, but also, again, if we have our moto smoke, our go-to plant spot is going to be here. And the reason that is because it's going to allow us to save in pit if we need to. And then also it's just good because we can play post plant from it as well. Not that you can't hear, but also like think about what we were doing, right? Like you were dropping the smoke here, right? Because you're like, oh, somebody could be here. A lot of times people will try to catch a timing and come up lane behind us. And this is what you should be trying to do too, by the way, as an arch player. It's not always going moto, sometimes actually going through the smoke. So we're exposed here. But more importantly, like I said, we can't save in pit then for the post plant. So if we can cross here, get sight, this is our go-to plant spot. If we can't, this is good. This is like our secondary. And if we have to plant safe, right here, obviously. Not optimal, but sometimes you just have to.
Right.
But yeah, so that's like a big adjustment that's gonna have you playing like a pro that nobody else in your elo is gonna even understand or know. Then sorry, let's just break down the mic right here real quick. See what we're doing. We're planning being a team player. Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, bro. But what you're gonna do instead? Don't worry about like freaking bouncing it off these things and stuff. Come up here, turn behind yourself, and like left click it or left and right click it. That way, I mean, this is fine honestly. Like you banking it off isn't the worst. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's not the worst, like, to be honest. So don't worry about it too much, but just get into the habit of flash behind and get here and peek, right? So honestly, screw it. You're good with throwing that. We kind of just got flustered, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're using it at least. So that makes me happy. That makes me happy you're thinking about how to use that flash in that way. I don't want you to
I
overcorrect
hate
stuff.
dying with full util too.
Yeah, hey, that's good. That's really good, man, because a lot of players don't think like you with that. You know, it's like the extremes of things. Like for you on CT side, like I said, like we're actually going to save that util more because I don't want you to throw it as much. But some people definitely, man, they just don't even think about util at all.
Right.
Yeah, so huge, man. I think we can definitely turn util into one of your biggest strengths because it already is. Like you're already like clearly thinking about it a lot and using it in ways. Also, let's optimize things. I like that you think about bouncing things off, but as we can see, if somebody actually was holding arch here, what's that flash
You're
doing,
not
right?
getting
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. So what you're going to do, man, is think about this. And this is any map you're playing. Throw a flash off the wall in front of you because it's going to bounce and land right on the angle you're peeking. You see that? So no matter who's holding it from what angle, we're swinging with it and peeking like that. It could even be like, okay, it's a little hard here. Oh, I mean, it could even be like, you know, CT here. What I do is actually I do the opposite. I flash behind me. If I'm a CT, I take a shot, come here, jump, throw it off the wall so it lands right here. But we're trying to flash like where they're looking, obviously, right? And I think you understand that. So yeah, always I flash in front of walls and do that kind of thing. Are you familiar with map core, by the way? This is random. Map core, the fun maps on Faceit. It's like the random maps. I bring that up because one trick I do is like utilizing that concept no matter what map you're playing. If it's brand new to you, you've never seen the map in your life, just looking at walls in front of you and flashing and boom, peek with it, flash, boom, peek off of it. So easy. And once you get good at that, bro, doesn't matter what situation you're in, what scenario, you're gonna at least feel comfortable in that way. Okay, sweet. You got a kill, bro. Dude, you could be doing.
Should have taken that space.
No. I mean, it's fine. You're lurking here. I don't blame you. And you're gonna get this kill. Wait. You're gonna get this kill. Think about it. It's fine that you're not taking this space. 4v3, right? 4v3. They have 3 people. We have 4. We have the advantage. The game's so easy at this point. Make it even harder for them. I don't need you to take space. Smoke something and like use your util before you rotate out to fake like you are taking A, right? So that these guys are like, oh shoot, you know, maybe they're taking A, like let's rotate. And we start to make them, maybe they don't even rotate, but we start to make them like feel a little bit nervous about like, oh, are they actually coming B? Are they actually right? And I say
crazy because this is another round that I'm looking and it's just like, man, like we're winning the util war.
Yeah, that's true. And to your credit, like, yeah, you could take space, obviously, in hindsight. But I just say that because ultimately we made the decision to go back B. So we might as well use our util to make these guys second guess a little bit. And while I'm doing that, by the way, I'm begging my teammates in a solo queue game, don't go. Don't make noise. Please don't make noise, right? Like, cut all your noise. Also, if you want to get super aggressive, and I do this all the time, we get that kill arch side. I might throw a smoke arch and like look lane and just walk through my own smoke and be a baller. Be a baller and walk through my own smoke and start flanking. It's a really gimmicky thing to do, but again, we want to rely on gimmicks. We want to like try to outplay these guys. But it's cool. Okay, we have a smoke. We can use it for spawn. We can trade with our teammate here. We know this guy's stuck. Okay. Okay, 1v1. Sweet.
And then
okay,
I should have just played new box. I think I go over to dark for whichever reason, and then
did he spotted us? No, he didn't. Okay. Oh, okay. Flash. Yeah, flash there. And oh, dude, again. Okay, this is so much easier said than done too. But do you know what I'm doing when I'm planting the bomb? Bro, there's so much chaos going on. We don't know what's happening. Right here, you pick up your teammate's smoke, by the way. You pick up his smoke. When you're planting the bomb, I want you to scan your screen. Scan everything. And you're doing that kind of here. You look back hall, look through the smoke, analyze what's up. There's a smoke CT. Okay, how am I going to play off of that? You know, am I going to reposition? Also, scan your health. Scan your util. Literally look at everything while you're planning and you're not shooting, right? And then obviously think about where you want to go. Like think obviously that's a big priority too. Because man, you have a smoke here and you don't even realize it. Because like it's just not something we picked up on. But also like, you know, use your flash here too if you need to. It's so uncomfortable. Your util is your problem solver right there. So I mean, even if you have to throw a horrible flash that doesn't, you know, just throw it to throw it, honestly. Because we're just really uncomfortable. The fights aren't going our way. That really would help us there.
Yeah.